Hello there. Welcome to my channel, everybody. As you can see, today we have boobies. Woo! Oh yeah. There it is. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this album. You guys have seen the cover. Isn't that it's interesting? Interesting to say the least. So as you can tell by the title of this video, this is actually, and it's been a while. It's been a while since I've reviewed an album on my channel, and that's what I started by. And I feel like I sort of wandered away from my roots here because I've been doing all these Zodiac videos, and it's like, well, I thought I haven't done a review album of an actual album for a while. So I decided to make this one a special one. This is a import album. As you can see, it's the name of the album is Double Twin Spin. It's volume one, and it's the original. There it is, right there. It's the original PUNAANY album. Oh yes, the original PUNAANY album. Need we say more? Anyway, this album is a Jamaican import. This album was not released in Canada. It was not released. It was not released in the United States, nor was it released anywhere in Europe. Um, this album was released in 1987 in Kingston, Jamaica. The album itself was actually recorded in Kingston, Jamaica. It was recorded at King Jammy's Recording Studios, which is located at 38 St. Lucia Road in Kingston, Jamaica. Now, how did I get this album? You're probably wondering, how did I ever stumble upon this album? Well, that's an interesting story, actually. I've actually had this album for about 16 years. Had it for a long time. Many years ago, I was working in the cleaning business, and I was working at a 35-story high-rise building in Toronto. And in the basement of this building, there were all these lockers, which were storage units for all the tenants in the building. And I had a contract at this building, and I was doing cleaning in this building at the time. And the property manager came up to me one day. I remember her name was Ellie, and she came up to me and she asked me if I would go down into the basement, if I would clean out these lockers, because there was a bunch of lockers where tenants had either moved and they left all their stuff behind, and there were other incidences where tenants were evicted because they didn't pay their rent and they just left all their stuff behind. So in the basement of this gigantic, tall story, 35-story building, there were all these locker storage units in the basement that had a bunch of stuff in them, and there was nobody there to claim them. So I went into this one locker, and it was in like a dark corner, and there was all kinds of stuff in this locker, bicycles and boxes with Christmas lights and decorations. And in the corner, there was a crate, and it had a bunch of records in it. And this was one of them. And I went through the records, and this was covered. I mean, this had been sitting there for years and years and years in this little storage locker unit in the basement of this building. And this was in there. And it was covered in dust and cobwebs, and it was disgusting. Yeah, it was really gross. So I cleaned it up and everything. And when I pulled out the record was actually in really good condition. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, the record itself was not in bad condition. It just needed some cleaning up, you know. So that's no big deal. So I brought it home and I cleaned it up. So that's the story of how I got this album. Um, Now you might ask, well, what is this album worth? Turns out it's actually not worth very much. It's a compilation album. There's a total of 12 tracks on it, and there's the back of it, by the way. And I guess that's the same naked woman on the back. So there's a total of 12 tracks on this album. And like I said, I've had it for many, many years. Recently, I went on to Discogs and I looked it up to find out what the value was. And there's about 7 or 8 copies floating around of this Double Twin Spin Volume 1 PUNAANY album. There's about 8 copies floating around. Most of them are in Europe, actually, and they're only like $3 or $7. There was one copy of it in the United States. They were asking about 20 or so. So if you're in Canada, like myself, and if I wanted to purchase this album on Discogs, I'd probably pay in Canadian dollars, maybe about $30, and that's not including the taxes and the shipping and all that. So anyway, I just thought I'd feature that album. It's truly unique, and I'm always interested in something that's rare, and something that a lot of people probably don't have. Um, yeah, so there's that. I'd like to play a song from the album. I'm gonna try and do that, and I'm gonna pause the video, and I'm gonna take this record into the other room, and I'm gonna put the record on, and I'm gonna play the song, which is on side 2, and the song is simply entitled. I don't know if you can see it there. The song is simply entitled "PUNAANY." So, without further ado, let's take this double twin spin record and we'll give it a spin and we'll see if we can get away with playing a song called "PUNAANY" on YouTube. Here we go. Wait there. Hey, you guys, welcome back. Here I am. All right, maybe you can see me, maybe not. So I got the record right here, and I'm gonna put it on, and we're gonna see what happens here. And yeah, it's the second last song. It's the second last song on the record. So I'm gonna start it up, and we'll see what happens here. Oh, there we go. All right, I've got the end of another song, but that's okay. So I'm gonna try and play this "PUNAANY" song here. Okay, so the record is queued, and okay, so just hang in there.
Well, this
There we
one
go.
called the Punani, coming from my Mr. Bailey. You hear? Well, alright, come on over here. Give me Punani, one Punani, 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 Coolie Punani, Tiny Punani, Blacky Punani, Whitey Punani, Henny Punani, same Punani, give me the glamity boy, it a fit tiny, give me the glamity boy, it a fit shot me, give me the glamity boy, it a fit take me, give me the glamity slicing, a fit see me funny, give me Punani, one Punani, give me Punani, one Punani, give me Punani, one Punani, oh don't see me say one Punani, don't see me say one Punani, Jamaican bossy me say one Punani, any Punani, same Punani, give me Punani, one Punani, give me Punani, one Punani, but pulling up and you know I come back, but pulling up and you know I come back, but pulling up and you know I come back, but pulling up and you know I come back, come on, you don't come back, you don't come back, but pulling up and you don't come back, you don't come back, you don't come back, but pulling up and you don't come back, follow me now, give me Punani, one Punani, 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 Coolie Punani, Chinese Punani, Blacky Punani, Whitey Punani, Henny Punani, same Punani.
Okay, so I don't know how much I can actually get away with playing. So wow, what's going on with the brightness here? Anyway, so I don't know how much I can get away with playing that. So anyway, oh my God, what is happening? Anyway, sorry for the really. There I am. Okay, sorry about that brightness there and glare. I don't know what's happening with my camera. Anyway, so that was a little bit of the song, and you get a little taste of what this album sounds like. And yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go finish listening to the Double Twin Spin "PUNAANY" album. Thanks for watching. Take care, everybody. Bye.